stay
The
perfect.
second thing that you should be looking at is, and maybe the more important thing is, what is your sense of, all right, value-wise, it's pretty good. You have a bit of a jump between these two. How did you know? The first time you do it, it's really tough. Okay, what happened here is that you didn't have enough paint mixed and you thinned it out with water. So what you're seeing is you're seeing the paper, the whiteness of the paper coming through. Here, you have a little bit more paint. But here's something very tricky that I didn't tell you would happen. You see these little white specks here?
Yeah.
Every time that you touch the paper, if your hands are soft, it's because they have oils on them. Do you have a car? Do you ever in your neighborhood see somebody out there and they're waxing their car? Okay, wax and oils repel water. This paint is water-based. So what has happened is, and you'll never see it while you're painting it. Thank you. But it will separate and you'll get these white specks. So what you have to do is you have to go back in later after it starts to dry and look for those. It doesn't show up in the light ones because it's white on white, but it'll show up here. So
And that's showing that she touched it somewhere in there?
the fact that you drew it
Yeah.
and you had oils on your
like
hand,
pinky or whatever.
it's going to transfer and you're not going to see it and you're not going to feel it, but it's going to be there. And you're going to go, thanks.
So what do artists do to avoid that?
Well, we swear in many languages. We've been known to say lots of bad words. We look for it, and when the paint is still wet, you might see it begin to separate. You just hit it with the brush. That's not hard. This is, you really have to mix more paint. And beginners tend to be one of two camps. Either they squeeze the whole tube out on the plate, and I'm going, or they don't squeeze enough, and I'm going, you have to find the right mix. But understand something that's important. You can be faulted on a lot of things, but never be faulted on the fact that you were cheap, that you didn't use the right materials or the best quality or enough of them. They can scream at you for your aesthetic and your design, you can argue back, but if someone faults you on not using the proper tools, equipment, building supplies, paint, whatever it is, that one you're caught, so don't get caught. Okay. All right, you need to mix a little bit. Now, this is what normally happens. And people are either afraid of the whites or afraid of the darks. You're afraid of the darks.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. Okay, so you could have gotten a little bit darker here. What you did do is you didn't quite mix the paint well enough. Do you cook or bake?
Cook.
Okay, stir more.
Stir.
Okay, whose is this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you're afraid of the whites.
Absolutely.
All right. So what happens is that these two became pretty close.
Yeah.
And then it looks like you tried to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work.
Most likely.
Okay, and this is yours?
Yeah,
All right.
it's a line bullet in the
It's actually not bad in terms of from light to dark. It's really kind of good. However, we have this problem here. As you figured out, you can't paint the background, so there's a help with it. What you can do is you really cut it out and with rubber cement, we glue it on a fresh piece of paper. Okay, so you keep the weight on the metal point. If you're a beginner, you will believe that you have to have the compass down. Don't do it.
I'm just looking at watching your
watch.
posture. That's it.
Just watch. but you're holding it wrong. Like I'm holding the metal thing. But yeah, in that case, you have to hold the highest thing, but just wait. We'll get there. Okay, so go like this. You can go this way or that way. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But what's happening is this. Notice my index finger and my thumb. It's just rotating this way. All right? If you have that kind of a compass, the other way around.
Sorry. Pencil.
No sticking sharp points in faculty members. Even though your temptation sometimes might be to do exactly that. Now you have a bit of a sloppy compass here. Pyramid, but the ones in Egypt are 5-sided. This is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I don't know if I want to roll the dice with you.
Yeah, the games I play have a lot of different probabilities, so.
Very fun. Okay, thank you. It's going to confuse me like crazy. Really fast, and then I will review it again, break it down more slowly. But I want you to kind of get the overview first. It's hard to take notes on. And the second is I use keyboard commands. Notice what I'm doing on the keyboard. Notice what I'm doing with the mouse. How many of you know the pen tool? I know that you're learning Illustrator, but do you
Yeah.
really know the pen tool?
It's hard.
Learning.
It's the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chances are good you don't know it well enough. But you will eventually learn it because you'll need it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to make a square that's 1 inch by 1 inch. And I'm just going to drag it in over here. I have rulers. How did I get rulers? Command R. On a PC is going to be Control R, and on a Mac it's Command R. So I need to divide this up. Who has a design that I can use? You have